Today we will be showing you the main attractions in the historical center in Salvador. From Mercado Modelo to the churches to Largo do Pelourinho. Most of the typical things you would be doing here, we will be showing you today. So the first stop will be the church behind me, which is Nossa Senhora da Conceição da Praia. This is a church that is very close to the sea. It is the third church that was built in Salvador, and it is a prime example of the Joanine Baroque style. So the Baroque style from the Portuguese king at the time. So you can see very intricate columns. The ceiling is amazing. It's very detailed. So you can just come here and take a look at that, especially if they are not having the masses. Now that I came in, they were having some sort of function. I'm not sure what it was. I don't think it was a mass, but they were doing something. But it is really just across the street from the Mercado Modelo. So let me show you what I mean by that. So the Mercado Modelo is this one here. I am just right across at the Salvador thing. And if you go like across there, you need to cross there and walk that way. This is the church we were in just now. So you can just walk through. The La Cerda lift is just in front of me. And then over there, that big building is the Cidade da Música do Bahia. So the Bahia Musical City, which is a nice museum I'm going to be going to as well. I am now at Mercado Modelo, which is the place where nowadays it's like artisanal items and souvenirs gallery. So you can come in here, check the stalls, get something for yourself or for your family. It's a nice place for you to come. It's very touristic, so it's not really where locals would come, but it's a very nice place to come. It's full of history. It is where the actual market used to be back in the colony time. So if you just come here, you will be able to enjoy it. At the moment, half of it is under refurbishment, only half. The half I mean now is working, but hopefully by the time you come here, it will be completely redone and you will be able to see like a brand new fresh market and enjoy it to the fullest. There are still many shops around, but it is just under refurbishment if you plan on coming anytime soon. A tip I have for you when visiting here is if you want to go to the Bonfim Church, the one that you tie your little colorful strips, if you haven't been there, just come here and get your stuff from here, because over there they're going to be selling it at a much higher price. So you can get 10 for 2 reais, which is extremely cheap. It's like 20 cents each one of them, cents of reais, which is like 4 cents of dollars or something like that. So make sure you get them here. And if you want to know what this church is about, where it is and all of that, go and check out this other video here that I've done where I visited that church as well. I am now inside the Cidade da Música Baiana, the Bahian musical city, and it's really fun here. So I paid 20 pounds to come in, but this is one of the museums that in my previous video, link here or here, I told you that on Wednesdays it is for free. So if by any chance you will be staying in the city through a Wednesday, I suggest you check which museums are free. They are the government ones, so any of the museums that is maintained by the government is free on Wednesdays, every Wednesday. So you might want to just account for that. But this is like a very cool museum. They have 3 floors. It's all about music, so you can go and listen to the different rhythms, different genres that you can find in music, as well as see some of our big national and international names of Brazilian music. And they also have a percussion workshop, as well as some studios where you can kind of just record a karaoke or something like that. I am in one of the studios now, speaking with you, because everywhere else there's some sort of music playing. But it's a very fun place for you to come. There are many videos, many things like that all over the museum. Unfortunately, most of it, if not all of it, is in Portuguese. But if you're interested in music and the rhythms, I think it's still a very nice place for you to come, especially if you come on a Wednesday when it's free. Now, those are the 3 spots that I wanted to do here on the Cidade Baixa, which is the bottom part of the historical center. But now what I will do is just I'll cross the street and I will go to Elevador La Cerda and I'll go up to the Pelourinho part. We are now here at the top of the La Cerda elevator. The La Cerda elevator, or Elevador La Cerda in Portuguese, it's a public transportation essentially. It was built in 1873 and it's 72 meters high or approximately 236 feet. Nowadays you can use it to just go when you're visiting the Mercado Modelo or Cidade da Música here. You can use this one to just go up to Pelourinho. It costs you only a few cents, but bear in mind that you will need to have the actual coins to pay for it. They don't take cards and they don't have change. So make sure you have a few coins with you. I've been here now, I'm recording this video in 2023 and it costs I think 35 cents. So make sure to have some sense of reais. They obviously won't take dollars. It doesn't have any panoramic view. It's essentially literally just an elevator. But once you come here up to the higher part, you have a very pretty view, like a lookout that you can just take your time and enjoy the views a little bit before going ahead to visit the other parts of the historical city. Just be mindful of scammers or tourist guides that are here around the elevator because they know loads of people are coming down there are tourists. So just be mindful of them. They can be pretty insistent, both the scammers and the tourist guides. So just make sure to give them a firm no. Keep on walking. Don't stop to hear whatever they have to say. Otherwise, once you notice, they will just be guiding you around or they're just trying to sell you something, or it's just like a lot of people and all of them are pretty insistent, and some of them might try to either scam you or rob you, so be really mindful of that. I just came out of the elevator and then I just stopped by the Falling Cross monument. It's just a monument, but it's like an overview of the city, but it's very similar to what you would have seen from the Elevador Lacerda. And then there is like a little plaza with many stalls between the Praça da Sé and the Terreiro de Jesus, which is where we are going next. And right in between those two places there is the Carnival Museum. So it's a very nice museum. It costs 20 reais to come in, but it is one of those museums that at Wednesdays it is free as well. So maybe you should schedule your Wednesday to just go hopping on these museums. I have another video that was supposed to be a rainy day, but it was very sunny, where I went to a few of them. So I'm gonna link this here as well so that you can go and check that. The museum spans for 3 floors and a terrace. I spent 2 hours here, and usually that's more or less the time that they suggest you spend there. They do have audio guides that are included in the price, but you can't go back to the room. So if you get the audio guide and you're just going around and checking everything, once you go forward to the next room, you can't ever go back. So make sure to see everything you want in each room before moving on. Once you get to the terrace, because it gives you the view towards the bay, it is just like a very sweeping view of the entire city on the bottom. It's very pretty, so you can also enjoy up there. They also have like some nice interactive activities. I met another person here. The museum was quite empty, so I met like this American, and we were just doing kind of a just dance activity. That there were like some props and some things that you could either dance or wear on your heads. It was quite fun. Once I visited the Museum of Carnival, I went through, and just across the road, right in front of Terreiro de Jesus Plaza, there is this very famous bar and restaurant here called O Cravinho. O Cravinho is a place that sells loads of what we call infusions. These are cachaça and wine that are infused with herbs and wood and other types of plants to kind of give it a little bit of a strong taste that is different from cachaça, so it's kind of a liquor in a way. It is a very traditional restaurant here and has kind of like this medieval inn type of feeling, which is really nice. You can see the barrels and you can like go inside and sit on the rustic chairs and tables. I decided to try one called Senzala. It has a very strong taste. I'm not really too much of a drinker, but if you enjoy trying different things, it's definitely a place for you to come. So it's right here. It's very easy to see it. Once you come to the Terreiro de Jesus, you can come and visit this. I am now at the internal courtyard of the San Francisco Church and Convent. They have these beautiful tiles here all over the courtyard that you can just come and admire, and on the floor they will have like a brief explanation about each of them. But even more impressive is the inside of the church. So in the inside of the church, it is like a complete full Baroque style. It is all taken by very intricate details, and it's all golden, so it's really impressive when you go inside and you see like from floor to ceiling, everything is really just like golden and intricate, and the details and the little cherubs, and it's just really beautiful. So I would suggest you come in and you visit this church. Just check, because they usually close like around I think 4:30. You pay 10 reais for the visit, which is about $2, and they have some leaflets in many languages. I got the Spanish one because both Portuguese and English they didn't have them anymore, so I'm reading the Spanish one. So just make sure you get one so that you can understand a little bit more. So we are now at the St. Francis Church of the Third Order. This church is literally right next to the other one with a very similar name. So the big one, the golden one, is called St. Francis Church of the First Order, and this one is of the Third Order. This church was built before the other one, but just for a few years. I think it's like 6 years different in the early 1700s, so 1702 and 1708, I believe. And it costs 10 reais to go inside each one, and you can have access to their internal courtyards, the church, and on this one you can also visit the convent. And what I am doing right now is just sitting down by the window, appreciating, enjoying the view, and just like cooling down a little bit so that I can go to my next stop. I am now inside Fundação Jorge Amado. Jorge Amado is the writer that is one of the most famous Brazilian writers, and he was from here. So we went to the neighborhood where he lived in. We saw his statue in this other video here. This house here is right in Pelourinho. So Pelourinho is that region behind me here. So you can just come visit. It is all in Portuguese, but you can obviously always use Google Translator to just see what it says. It's about his life and his books. It's very interesting, and it gives you like a lot of nice views, such as this one from the Pelourinho Plaza. This church over here is Nossa Senhora do Rosário dos Pretos, which I'm not sure we will be able to visit because it's already almost sunset. But if not, you can at least appreciate it from the outside. It's just like very nice, very beautiful, as well as the other buildings nearby. Okay, so I was just chatting with the staff here at Fundação Jorge Amado, and they actually told me that there was going to be a syncretic mass on the church at 6 p.m., which is a mix of candomblé, the Afro-Brazilian religion, and Catholicism, and apparently they mix both of them, and it tends to get very busy. So I am hoping to get a glimpse of that mass and see how that goes. I'm excited for that. It's going to be a different experience for me, so I will stick around and check that one out later. Can you guys hear this? I'm just passing through here one of the streets, and there is someone listening to, I think, capoeira songs. You can really hear the berimbau. I just wanted to register that. Oh, there he is singing. So I picked up the mass that it's still happening now, but I picked up a little bit of that. They have the atabaque, which is like an African drums, right, really near the Catholic chant. So it's a really interesting combination. So if you're here around a Tuesday at 6 p.m., this is the mass. There are people all over Brazil and all over the world that come to see that. So it might be an interesting cultural thing for you. It's a mix of the Afro-Brazilian religions with the Catholicism, and the church itself is very, very pretty as well. So it might be an interesting thing for you to see. And this is the last stop of our tour. If you like this, please check out this playlist where I have more videos about Salvador. I'm pretty sure you will like to see the other parts or some other very interesting places around. I'll see you soon. Bye.